In this video, we're going to learn how to add and subtract decimals. So I'm going to break this into two sides, but I'm not going to do that all the way through. And the reason why is because adding and subtracting decimals, they have some things in common and some things they don't have in common. So this side, so I just started off with one big rectangle, filling the paper. And then I drew a line across the top because this heading is going to be adding decimals. And this heading is going to be subtracting decimals. Okay, so I'm going to give you two different examples, but with the same numbers. So your example 1 is going to be 9.005 plus 3.6. And this example over here, same numbers, but we're going to subtract the numbers. So this is where they're separate, which is why we drew a line in between them. But this is where they come back together. The first step is the same. When solving these type of problems, you want to line up the decimal. This problem is horizontally right now. It's side by side. We want to line it up bottom to top. So line up the decimal, and that's for both of them. So what that looks like is 9.005 and 3.6. 9.005, 3.6, and we're going to subtract that. So this is where they're different. And in this step, we want to highlight what we did. We lined up our decimals. So in our next step, it's again something they have in common. We're going to fill in zeros. So anywhere where we have free spaces, that's where we're going to fill in our zeros. So we have 9.005 and 3.6. 9.005, and remember we're subtracting on this side. Remember our first step was to line up our decimals. And our second step is now to fill in zeros. Okay, so from here on out, all your instructions are separate. This side, you want to add and bring down your decimal. This side, you want to subtract. And bring down your decimal. And then our last step is to actually just solve the problem. So let's see what this all looks like. Our first step, we lined up our decimals. Our second step, we filled in our zeros. And our last step, we adding. Remember, we go from right to left. So 5 plus 0 is 5. 0, 6, and 12. So this is our final answer for adding decimals. So let's see what it looks like when we subtract. 5 minus 0 is 5. 0 minus 0 is 0. But oh, we can't take 6 from 0, so we borrow. 10 minus 6 is 4. 8 minus 3 is 5. There you have it, adding and subtracting decimals.